holding space for all of us.
Well, we had a book about creation, and we have created a lot last year, Alan.
Haven't we? And let's take this moment to welcome everyone once again, and those who are joining us also in the recording. Welcome, everybody. My name is Alan Rojas Yacolca. As you can listen from my accent, I'm Latino. I'm from Peru. And together, I'm co-hosting the session with Jannie.
Jannie Douma. And I had a cancer diagnosis 3 years ago, and I was not afraid. And I thought, how can I share this with other people? And then I wrote a book, Kankerkansen. It was in Dutch, and it also has been translated in English. Yes, it's now also called Cancer Opportunities. It's available as a printed book, but it's also available as an ebook. And I think it's very important that we change energy around cancer.
Yes. And on that note, this is what today's presentation is going to be about. I'm going to start sharing screen now. One of the things that Jannie and I set together to accomplish in this journey is, well, we're now leading together a movement, and the intention is to precisely change the energy around cancer. The intention that we hold together is to redefine a cancer diagnosis as a life opportunity for people to attune to vitality, wisdom, joy, and love. And how we do it is through empowering individuals. Would you like, Jannie, to tell us a little bit about how we empower individuals in the movement?
Well, a lot of people, I stay with the practice. A lot of people who hear that they are diagnosed with cancer, they get in the survival mode. And when you're in the survival mode, you're not in the here and now. And and a lot of people are also in the treatment journey in the survival mode. And when you have a lot of stress, the body makes adrenaline, cortisol, and when there is a lot of stress, your immune system goes down. And that's not what you want. You want the stress out of your body with logosynthesis, so the immune system can do its work, and then your body can help your health from the inside.
Yeah. You were just telling me last week, Jannie, about the story of one of your clients who was now approaching a surgery related to cancer, and how she was very neutral about it. Would you like to tell us a bit about it?
Yes, I had a client, and she came to me because she was very anxious. She was very frightened. She was not really self-aware. And during our guiding, she got a cancer diagnosis. And we could do logosynthesis from the start, from the first moment she heard that there was a tumor found in her body. And last week, she was called by the hospital that there would be an operation to remove the tumor. And she said it was like someone told me that the new cabinets from IKEA were arrived, because she was completely neutral. And when we have less fear, there's more healing.
And I think that's what motivates us both to do this. Like Jannie has shared, she had an experience with cancer. In my case, I haven't had cancer, but ever since I was 4 years old, well, my relatives, I had 6 relatives who had cancer, and most of them passed away. And so I have been exposed to this. And what Jannie tells as a story is quite frequent. I don't know if anyone in the audience has had an experience with cancer, or maybe relatives had cancer, but fear seems to be a very typical reaction. We get anxious or scared. We start anticipating what could happen, and that raises cortisol and depresses our immune system and doesn't help. But logosynthesis is a powerful tool because it allows us to transform that fear into confidence, that
Yes.
fear into inner peace.
This woman, I could work with her on her memories about cancer from the beginning. And there was one family member who had the same type of cancer. And we could reduce the fear around that. And she also had a thought, I'm going to die. She was scared that she would go into die. And I think a lot of people who hear that they are diagnosed with cancer think that they are going to die. Most do not die because we have great treatments. But you can also support your healing from the inside. And that's not available for everyone. And I think this book really guides you through actions you can take, tips you can take, exercises, how you can get more resilience, because you can help your body heal.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things that I was most surprised the first time I read the book was how specific it can get about the options that you can have to use logosynthesis to support yourself, whether it's about handling the fear or maybe the radiotherapy or the chemo or the surgery. You know, there are many different aspects related to cancer that you can work through using logosynthesis. You know,
And what's also very important is people can have some self-direction during the process. When you think you're powerless and you feel hopeless, you don't think that you can co-create your future.
yeah.
And when you're really step by step, in the beginning of the book, we talk about how food can help from the inside, but also how thoughts can help from the inside, because every cell in your body is reacting on your thoughts. And if you know that, you can master your thoughts and choose your own thoughts. But being aware that you can choose, that's one of the most powerful tips of the book.
Yeah. And I see some of you in the screen nodding your head, so I think we are resonating with the audience. That's very good. Just as a maybe show of hands, um, whom among you, including myself and Jannie, have had any relatives or friends who were diagnosed with cancer or had cancer themselves? Okay, so several in the audience. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so we're in a good crowd together. And we have a question from Laura. Laura Tor? Oh no, she was lifting her hand. Okay, thank you, Laura. Yeah, I get it. Thank you. Okay, so on that note, a little bit about us, about the Cancer Opportunities Movement. We decided to create several programs and workshops to support people living with cancer, people living with cancer and their loved ones. And here on the screen, you can see some of the things we're doing. We're now hosting online support groups who are very accessible. You can access them from home or the office or the hospital because it's online through Zoom. But we are also having, the Cancer Opportunities book, both in Dutch and English. There's also an ebook for those who want to go through it on, the digital version. And there are some video content opportunities. Would you like to tell a bit about that, Jannie?
Yes. Willem was just talking about creating and just go to another container. Well, I went this last year through a lot of different containers because I can edit recordings now, and we have our own YouTube channel. We have Facebook groups. We have little podcasts. We have resources, tips from people who have been on a healing journey, and how energy works can help them.
Yeah. And also, of course, where there's a training and guiding through our programs, and we're also looking into partnership with other organizations. So our intention is to cooperate with others in order to support better people who are going through this journey. What I find particularly different about the way we work, and maybe Jannie, you would like to tell us a bit about it, is our principles or values. To us, health is healing. Would you like to share a bit about that?
Yes, we in the Netherlands, I come from the Netherlands, and we have a family doctor, and she introduced a new term, and it's positive health. And she has not a definition about positive health because she says it's philosophical. It's a philosophy. And I put it in front of my book, and I can read it to you one more time. It's health is the ability of people to deal with physical, emotional, social, and spiritual life challenges while exercising as much self-direction as possible. And I think a lot of people think that's only a physical journey, and that is not. If you throw the responsibility for your health only in the hands of the doctors, you won't get as much healing from this than is possible. Because you can grow on different levels. And cancer diagnosis is also an invitation to grow on the emotional level, on the social level, and the spiritual level. And a lot of people in my practice, at first, people came after they were after their healing journey. They came into my practice room, and that was mostly because they were in their survival mode during their healing journey. And there are a lot of things happening during the healing journey, and that really had to be processed after they heard that there were no cancer cells found in their bodies anymore. And when the physical journey ends, for most people, the emotional journey starts. And the family is glad. They say, well, there's no cancer being found. There's joy. And but for the one who had cancer, they have to reprocess the whole healing journey before they can move on. And a lot of people can't concentrate anymore. They are low in energy, and that's why, because of the energy that is blocked during the healing journey. But if you want to see all the gifts in a healing journey, then you can also see what emotional situations in your life were too big to process earlier. And you can process now with logosynthesis, so you can really do a cleanup on the inside. I can't hear you, Alan.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I apologize. I was muted. I was muted because my window is open. I was saying one of our intentions with today's presentation is to make it interactive. So if you have any questions, please, you can share them in the chat box right now, and I'll try to find a time to answer them by the end
Yes.
of the presentation.
And we also wanted to make it interactive because we have a lot of things to resources on our website, and it's called www.canceropportunities.health.
Yes. Yes. So also, if you go onto the website and you register for the newsletter, we will be sending you some more resources for you to use or for you to share with others as well.
Yes, we have meditations, we have YouTube recording videos, and I think that there's so much that people can look. So we can use this room to talk about it if you have questions.
So in the meantime, while the questions keep coming, I'd like to tell a bit about our programs. Jannie and I have developed several programs. The first one, and the one that I love the most, is the Golden Hour. And tomorrow we're having a Golden Hour in Dutch. Maybe, Jannie, you would like to tell us about it? That was your idea.
Well, it was the idea that it was accessible if you're in a hospital bed or if you're at home or even on a holiday, you can join. Because there are loved ones around you who really are empathize with you, but they are not in the same situation. And we wanted to create a support hour online, so you can talk to people who are in the same situation. And it's always uplifting. We talk about health, we talk about fatality, we talk about how logosynthesis, we also practice logosynthesis so you can really remove your blockages and higher your frequency to have more energy. And it's always about sharing stories, but it's also about a new topic that forgiveness is also, I just did the workshop with Laurie about forgiveness. And forgiveness is also a chapter in the book, because that is also very important for your own health, not for the health of somebody else, it's for your own health.
Right. And for those who want to take their experience further and continue obtaining support for their own healing, there are other programs that you can join, which are a bit lengthier. There's Reclaiming Your Power, which is about learning how to handle the stress of the experience of living with cancer, and of course, handling the experience of receiving a cancer diagnosis. There is Recharge Your Energy, where people learn how to use logosynthesis and other tools to support themselves on their wellness and resilience, and also Boost Your Lifestyle. Would you like to tell us about boosting your lifestyle, Jannie?
Well, there's scientific proof that even if you didn't move before you had a cancer diagnosis, when you start moving after a cancer diagnosis, it helps you in front of the treatments, during treatments, and after treatments. And that's for a lot of people easy to do. And you can also do something about your food. You can do something about your sleep. So if you boost your lifestyle, you really boost your life and your health. And that's for a lot of people easy to start with, because the spiritual path isn't for everyone. And this is an easy way to get a higher frequency.
Yeah. Health is healing for us is an important phrase that captures much of what we do. And it's about people learning to be with what is and taking action, taking responsibility for their own journey. And learning to be what is means that perhaps whether or not there is a change in their physical situation, they can still find relief and freedom and peace internally in their journey, or reclaim their energy and reclaim their power so that they can face it and move forward with it, with hope, with joy, even in the moments that are perhaps most challenging. And that's how logosynthesis can support us. And I guess that's part of the Logosynthesis Day as well, to show how we are now creating more opportunities for people to benefit from this tool to support their own journey.
Yes, and maybe I can say something about the loved ones, but because of your social network is also very important for your healing process. And if people around you are crying and being sad, that won't help you on your healing journey. And that's most of the time that people haven't reprocessed their own situations, memories with cancer. And we are also, I think in April, we have a golden hour for loved ones, because when we use logosynthesis to reduce their fears, they will be more supportive for the person who is diagnosed. So a cancer diagnosis vibrates in the whole system. It's not only one person, but it's families, colleagues that are also vibrating on the diagnosed. And we hoped that we can bring some resilience to the whole group.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we've talked about the golden hour. I'm curious, when it comes to logosynthesis and perhaps this topic, cancer. I'm curious about what brought you to this presentation today. Is there something particular that you have a question about? because we can continue sharing the stories and our information, but perhaps we'd like to make it more relevant to your experience. What brought you here today? And we have one sharing. It says, I can really relate to what Jannie's saying. Once you're getting the message that there is no sign of cancer, currently people around you want to celebrate and think you will just fall back into pre-cancer, into like pre-cancer. However, warriors know that it's not so. The emotional journey and the daily side effects are a constant reminder of the journey you are on. Thank you for relating to this. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy. And that's so important to um, to say that your journey is not ended when you are physically healthy, because there are so many layers in a cancer diagnosis.
Yes, yes. All right, so a bit more for you guys. Here's a little something that I would like to ask of you. Here's how you can help us. This is also a request for help. We're trying to reach out and to reach for people who would need this. So would like you to help us by, of course, recommending the book. The book is now available in Dutch and English, and also there's a digital version. And of course, you can also send people to visit our website, which is canceropportunities.health website. And we're also preparing resources for you all, which are available both on YouTube and Facebook. And you can find the addresses here. If you don't want to take notes, you can also find them on the website. Everything is there. And for those who are participating today, if you would like to join the website and join the newsletter, by tomorrow you will be receiving some resources via mailing. So you can also have that for your own personal use, for you to share with others. And we have more comments. Maya is saying, my question is, how can I use logosynthesis where fears come up? Jannie?
You have to know what the cause of the fear is. And if you know the cause of the fear, it can be a thought, it can be a memory, it can be the hospital, it can be the words of the doctor. Then you can use logosynthesis to reduce fear.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to go to the cause of the distress.
Yeah. Brian is asking or sharing, I'm wondering how this can be applied to folks in hospice close to death.
Well, I think you can. I also written a chapter about letting go, and even when you're in hospice, you can make your own choices. And a lot of people don't think that they have choices when they're in hospice. But like I said earlier, what happened in your life? Who do you want to forgive? What situations did you have at a younger age which you didn't process? And when you process all this, you have more peace. And I think health is also in a peace. That's from the Course of Miracles, and I wrote it down on the first page of the book, because health is when you have peace in your heart. And so logosynthesis can really help with that, even if you're in hospice.
Mm-hmm. And also for those of us who are trained as practitioners in logosynthesis or in the process of becoming one, in my perspective, it's also about staying with the person where they are. So there is no one particular recipe for how to deal with somebody who's in hospice. Everyone who is in such a situation cares something particular in that moment, has a particular reaction or emotional reaction to that. And that takes them to different places. Somebody can be sad, but sad about different things. Not everyone is sad about the same thing. Or can be scared, but scared about what? So I guess it's about staying with the person moment to moment to understand what they're experiencing. And like Jannie's saying, finding the root cause, finding what's triggering that. And then logosynthesis can be helpful into removing those triggers or blockages.
Yes, I always
It's about
say
the
that
relationship.
the whole social network has to do his or her homework, because you can't be in the present moment and you can't be there at the fullest when you're stuck in your own blockages. And the being in the present it's the biggest gift you can give someone.
Yeah, yeah. So for those of us who are there with them, it's about we dealing with our own triggers, because the situation can be challenging emotionally. But when we make peace with those triggers, then we can be present with what is and accept it and be there for them.
Yes, I see in the chat that Angela says, the husband of my sister dealt with a rare cancer last year, and it's hard for me to see the great fear of both. And I think it's very hard to see the fear, and because I did not have fear, I could be in the process, but also look at the process. And I saw what happened with everyone. I followed my neighbor, and he did a step back, because that's the reaction when you let the word cancer fall in a conversation. And that's why we want to start in April also for loved ones, a golden hour, because if there is less fear for the loved one, there's also more peace and resilience for the person who's diagnosed. So it's not only, they never asked my husband how he was in hospital. And it was so strange for me, so curious. Why? Because it's such an important person in my life. And then you can see the narrow view that is quite different than a holistic view.
Unfortunately, our time is coming up to an end right now, but we're soon going to announce our next golden hour, and that will be a perfect opportunity for all you guys joining us. We can continue having these conversations in a more intimate space. You'll be welcome there. Thank you for
On
coming
January
today.
26th, the first golden hour in English starts.